CPU to overclock. That's how they determine which one is, enthusiast grade or not. The other thing to mention is you have X300, which is an ITX chipset, which is actually really interesting, and we'll go into more detail on an X300 motherboard review when I get one, but that's also unlocked. And then you have, I think, A300, that's also ITX, but that one's locked. I think we should probably talk about specs here. So the first thing is that this is an 8-core 16-thread CPU using simultaneous multi-threading, or SMT for short, which can be disabled in the BIOS if you like. You also have a 14nm process, there's a 3.6 GHz clock speed with a 4 GHz boost, and XFR, or extended frequency range. So basically that means that the chip will auto overclock itself on a single core just a little bit higher than the boost clock. So for me that was 4.1 GHz. This definitely depends on which chip you have. Silicon lottery is definitely a thing with this, and it depends what cooling you have too, so bear that one in mind. Other thing to mention is that this is a 95-watt TDP chip, which compared to Intel's 6900K at 140 watts is actually already pretty impressive. It has 4MB of L2 cache, 16MB of L3, and 24 PCIe lanes. This is split for either 16 for the graphics card if you have one card, or 8 and 8 if you have two cards in SLI or Crossfire. You also have an X4 connection ready for NVMe or UART to your M.2 SSDs, as well as another X4 connection directly to the chipset. AMD is pricing this at a really interesting point. This is $499 for this 8-core 16-thread CPU, which is directly competing with Intel's $1,000 6900K. I'm going to be showing you the benchmark results in just a second because, let's face it, that's probably why you're here. But the main thing is that this is a really impressive chip at a really impressive price point, and I'm very excited. So let's take a look at the benchmark results. Starting off with Cinebench, as you can see, compared to its two main rivals, the 77 and 6900K, it does a really good job at being just a tiny bit slower than the 6900K in multi-threaded, and being decently faster in single and a little bit slower in single-threaded than the 7700K. In the Asus Realbench, it just walks away with it here. I think it was mostly the encoding numbers that really kind of blew me away with this. The image editing was a little bit lower than the 7700K. I had an OpenCL error, which I will show you in the main results in a second, and overall just really impressive. In 3D Mark, the physics score was just a tiny bit less than the 6900K, but impressively higher than the 7700K, even with a 4.9 GHz overclock on that one. And when you look at GTA 5, I think this is mostly an optimization problem rather than anything else. And I will be re-reviewing this chip in a few months' time to see if this has changed at all, but it is still fairly impressive, even if it is in GTA 5 a bit of a bottleneck. In Dirt Rally, however, as you can see, there really isn't a massive difference between the 1800X, the 7700K, and the 1600K either. Now, since I spent a full day benchmarking all of this and recording all of my numbers, I don't think I can just leave it here. Here is my full Ryzen Mega Sheet, including results from Doom, all of the min, max, and average, as well as 1440p and 4K results, as well as 980 with SMT disabled, and 1070 results, as well as a reference 7700K with a GTX 1070. Also the temperatures, which was a kind of max of about 62 degrees with an Ultra U12S, which is actually really impressive. And I also want to thank Josh from Crit TV, the sort of Logan Tech Syndicate side of things, who sent over some Arma 3 results with a 1070 and a Ryzen 7 1800X at stock clocks. So thank you to those guys. I'll leave a link to their review in the description down below if you want to check that one out. But for me, the most interesting thing, besides the fact that I couldn't get Ashes of the Singularity to work in a reliable manner, and I'm not going to be giving you inaccurate results here, so I didn't do any final testing on that, so it's still on there, and it's not any accurate numbers, so I don't want to sort of quote that sort of stuff. But either way, the most interesting thing for me was with SMT disabled, you saw a massive difference in multi-threaded, synthetic workloads, but when it comes to the gaming workloads, there really isn't a massive difference here, and that was something that really surprised me. When I was comparing it to the 7700K with the 1070, of course it's going to be lower because the single-threaded performance just isn't as high, and that's kind of what games really are kind of using right now. Obviously, with a DirectX 12 game, I would have liked to have shown that, and I will be re-benching this in the next couple months, and hopefully showing you some more games as well. So hopefully in that sort of future review, I can give you a better taste of what this multi-core has to offer. But here is the result I have now, and as I said, we're going to link those in the web article as well. Now that you've seen the benchmark results, let's talk a little bit about the value of this chip. Now sure, it's not as fast just for gaming as the 7700K, neither is the 6900K that is almost 3 times, in fact actually more than 3 times the cost of the 7700K. So if you're just looking for a pure gaming chip and doing nothing else, then the 7700K is still a decent purchase, although I do recommend waiting to find out the performance of the 1700, which is the chip 2 steps down from this one. I'm going to be reviewing that one fairly shortly when I do get my hands on it, so I'm going to do that one as quick as I can and let you know. But either way, the 7700K, if you're just purely gaming and doing absolutely nothing else, is still a decent shout. But if you're doing anything, if you're streaming and gaming, if you're doing video editing, if you're doing anything that is even remotely CPU intensive, then this at only what, $100 or $200 more than the 7700K and about $500 less than the 6900K is a just utterly fantastic shout. Now, I will have to wait to see what Intel does with pricing. This is still pre-launch, so I can't exactly tell you what they're going to do, but even if it does come down to the same price, this is still a fantastic value for money, and I still really highly recommend it. The other thing to mention is that the Silicon Lottery is definitely back with these chips. Since all of them are unlocked, it means that you're literally giving away free performance if you don't overclock them, even just by a few hundred megahertz. And for me, the most interesting thing is that it's just, as I said, Silicon Lottery is back. It depends very much, and it's a very varied situation depending on what chip you have. And I don't mean, you know, if you have the 1800X versus the 1700X,
The time is now, heroes. Claim the altars in my name. You have done well, heroes. Let the Gravekeeper know my power. This realm will be mine, and mine alone.
You will pay for your arrogance.
Hold back!
This realm turns against you.
I'm here. Do not test my patience.
Good build.
Glory to the Forsaken.
Heroes, I have opened.
What? I mean, I know I can do that. I've opened my tunnel as well.
Let none survive. I am well again. Of course.
You better hurry. The altars rise again.
Do not test my patience.
Lay claim to the altars. Do not disappoint me.
Done.
Your time is ending, Raven Lord.
How utterly droll.
The moment is upon us. May my aim be true.
You've lost this one, Raven Lord. It will not be your last.
Gravekeeper.
I'm listening.
I believe that key was yours. The Gravekeeper claims another tower.
They flee before us.
Keep destroyed. The tower now belongs to me. Your enemy has destroyed a keep. Our tower has fallen. Tower acquired. Take the altars and put an end to the grave keeper.
Fire upon the core! Shatter it!
This realm is mine.
Mine. This realm turns against you.
My will is my own. I fight on.
Well done. Destroyed. This tower shall serve, even Lord.
What joy is there in this curse? Do not test my patience.
Double kill. The altars are rising, heroes. Do get ready. Lay claim to the altars. Do not disappoint me.
Fire upon the core!
Has destroyed a keep. A tower has been lost.
I suppose you must assist our ally.
Death to all who serve the Grave Keeper. Double kill. Triple kill. One kill. Doom to the Grave Keeper.
Push these. I'm here.
Keep eliminated. My hold on this realm tightens.
Do not test my patience.
rise again.